Okay, guys, this is my second time doing this because I couldn't do fucking math. But I got 6 targets up, not 5. All right, so I got 1, and then I have 2 over there. That's 3. And then 1 right here that I forgot about when I first started recording this. And then 2 over there. So there's 6 targets, 2 shots apiece. That's 12 shots with my TitanX. Okay? I'm doing this in my front yard, right? So, you know, you might hear cars or children or whatever. And I'm using the TitanX, so no big deal there. But what we're doing, we're going to go to dynamic training, and we're going to set it up for 12 shots. Okay? We're going to set up for 12 shots, and we're only going to do repeat 1 because we want to review the split times that it takes us to get through these 6 targets. Okay? Now, I have it set up so that the first 2 targets I can shoot right off the bat, but I'll have to start moving so I can shoot the one over here. So we're gonna call this Alpha, Bravo, Charlie. Delta will be the one by the tree over here, and then we'll have Echo, which will be the standing up target on the bow of the boat, and then the sitting down target would be Foxtrot. So we got Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta, Echo, Foxtrot. Okay, so when I start talking about my splits, I'm going to start talking about the splits as it pertains to those numbers, okay, or those characters. So, and I get the timer set to 4 to 7 seconds, so I can push start, throw it in my pocket, wait for the beep, and then go. Once the 12th shot has been fired, it's going to automatically stop, and that's going to give us a total time and then all of our split times. So Alpha target will have shots 1 and 2. Bravo targets will have shots 3 and 4. I'm going to use the meta glasses so you guys can see what's going on here. What I'm trying to focus on here is my transitions from target to target, and then also my movements from target to target. It doesn't have to necessarily be transitions. So the more times I do this, the more efficient I should be able to get over time. And that's the point. How am I going to move from point A to point B to get through all of the shots? Now, we have to keep ourselves honest here. This does emit a laser. I do want a sight picture for each one of these targets. And then if I don't have those, then, you know, I have to basically own up to it and say, I didn't have a sight picture. And then if I see that laser on the target, if it's an Alpha hit or a Charlie hit or a Bravo hit, whatever, I have to keep that in the back of my mind, right? Because these aren't live rounds. So, TitanX, if you guys really want one, you know, use my affiliate link below. I super appreciate that. Also, if you want the Mantis X or the Laser Academy for your firearms, that's great too. So let's get started. We're going to do that. We're going to run this once, and then we're going to review. Okay. So it took me 640. Let's see. Shot 1 was, my draw was 1.51. Shot 2 was 0.18. Great. Let's see. Then my transition was 0.39. My next transition was 0.48. Then my next transition. Wait a minute. Hold on. Alpha, Bravo, Charlie. So my transition from Bravo to Charlie was only 0.48, so that's good. And then we have Delta, which is over here by the tree. That's 8 and 9. Doesn't really make sense there. 0.21. Maybe it does. I'll run it again and see what's up, and then we can compare. Then 7 and 8 is my next one. That's why I can't math today. 7 and 8 is Delta. That makes more sense. 1.32. 7 and 8 is Delta. And then 9 and 10 is Echo. So 0.05, that's pretty good. And then transition from Delta, or from Echo to Foxtrot, 0.6. Okay. not bad. So now we have a baseline to what we can achieve. Now we want to make that fast. Here's a little tidbit here. You go to your history and you can actually see all your stuff here. So this says 6.4 seconds is the total time. Well, the transition was 3.33 seconds. The efficiency is 6.4 seconds the entire time, okay? And the transitions was 3.33 seconds. So about half of the time, you're looking at your transitioning. So that's pretty interesting. I want to beat 6.4 seconds, of course, and my transitions, I want to be less than 3.33 seconds. So let's see what I can do on this next run. Leave that there, please. Thank you. We're going to see what we can do here. I want a shorter time of, let's say, 6 seconds. I think that'd be obtainable. 6 seconds with a transition time of less than 3 seconds. Less than half, of course, right? So let's see. .44, about the same time. All right. 3.23. All right, so I didn't really improve. In fact, well, my transitions improved, at least the speed wise. So I'm gonna run it again, see if I can go faster. Okay, good, 6.14. Transition time, 2.20. That's a great thing, right? There's some improvement there. Let's look at our splits here. So the draw was 1.34. I think what helped me is that I was able to move and then get this transition done here, these 3 targets here. And then after this one, I automatically was like, okay, I got to move and hit that next one. So that's good. That's 6.14. I'm going to see if we can go faster. But let's see, 1.34 on the draw. Then 0.3 to transition from target to target, A to B. And then 0.39 to transition from B to C. Then 1 second to transition from C to D, which I had to take some steps there. Now, honestly speaking, if I wanted to really improve this, I can start moving this way instead of straight towards those targets, because I didn't put any limitations here for me. So I can literally start moving this way, and I can hit these A, B, C, and then transition right to D, and then move to E, and then I should be able to get under 6 seconds. Let's see what happens here. I'm going to do that again. That's the beauty about this TitanX, is you can run it and just run it and run it and run it and run it, right? There's no pacing up targets. There's no nothing like that. But you just have to be mindful of where you're actually hitting with this laser, because obviously that would be points down if you're not hitting the alpha zone. When I had to run to get to that next target, that's time that I should be shooting. I'm gonna start moving towards that way and then try to knock out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the move, and then that last one there. So I had to run that 3 times because it didn't register some of the shots. So there is a little bit of a registration issue here. Just full transparency. So transition time, 2.43 seconds. That's great. 1.41 for the draw, 0.3 for the transition, 0.4 for the next transition, 0.63 for the next. So that's kind of where I made up my time. I was able to transition from C to D and then to E fairly quickly because I was able to just basically turn my body like a turret. So yeah, okay, cool. I'm gonna run it again. This time, hopefully I can get a little bit faster. I did notice that I probably would have had some C-zone hits. Obviously, I probably would have had some C-zone hits due to recoil and stuff like that. So I would likely have to slow this a little bit down just to make sure I get those A hits. But, I mean, if I go to history, that last one, the last couple, let's see, I had a 6.45, then a 5.51, then a 5.65, and then a 5.40. So, in my transition was 90%. Or my efficiency, excuse me, was 90%. So it's measuring your efficiency of movement or economy of motion, maybe. So that's cool. This tool is awesome to do some analytical data, so you can try to find ways to improve on your game. I'm gonna run it again. Here we go. .75 average score 86.8. So the efficiency was 86.8. Transition time was 2.72. Total time was 5.57. So I did shave off some time moving in a direction that I wasn't prohibited from moving, right? Because that's not what the stage calls for. Now, let's say the stage called for that. Obviously, I would have to go about doing it another way. So on this next one, it's the same layout. I'm going to throw in a reload in there. That reload's going to be between targets Charlie and Delta. That's going to be the reload. Nice, 6.76 with the reload. So 6.76 with the reload. Transition time. Total time was 1.48. Interesting. Huh. Very interesting. Maybe because I've done it so many times that I've got the flow, if that makes sense. So even with the reload, the transition time was even less. Let's see. So shot one, the draw was a little bit longer on that one. 1.75. Bravo target was 0.27. Charlie target was 0.35. Now, I had to reload between Charlie and Delta, so 0.89 was the reload. Yep, 0.89 was the reload. And then Echo was 0.72, and then Foxtrot was 0.54. All right, I'm gonna run it one more time, and then kind of summarize this whole thing. Woo! 6.53. So 6.53 total time. I don't know what the parentheses there is or the brackets are. I have no idea. I'll have to get a hold of Mantis and see what that's about. But transition time was 1.88. That's good. Draw was 1.28. Transition to Bravo target was 0.31. Transition to Charlie was 0.45. Now, my reload was a little bit longer. I could tell. I was kind of fumbling there a little bit from Charlie to Delta. And then another second to Echo. And then 0.39 to Echo and then Foxtrot. So this tool is super cool. As you can see, I have 6 targets set up. I have 1 TitanX. It has 2 magazines. Obviously, I have a magazine holder, and I have a holster of some sort to hold the TitanX. If you're looking to improve your game and you don't have time to go to the range or money to go to the range or anything like that, if you spend $200 on this guy and you actually train, you can get some really good data points. The cons is that obviously there's no recoil. Okay, so you could be flying through these stages that you set up for yourself, but there's no recoil. So you have to go to the range and actually train that, of course. But at the end of the day, you can sit here. I could sit here all day. I could set up different scenarios in my yard or maybe in my house and set up different scenarios so I can use this tool to become faster, at least on transitioning, at least on the economy of motion from one target to the next, from moving my body position, my foot placement, whatever the case may be, okay? Just like I was saying here, originally I was going straight for these targets so I can get Alpha Bravo Charlie. I started thinking about it. It was like, why am I going straight for these targets? Why don't I go towards these targets? Because that's my end point. If there's no prohibition from going in the direction you want to go, then why not just go that way, right? So I was able to shave off, what, a second at least, going from A, B, C, and then to D, and then move to E and F, right? And then throwing in a reload there. That's great. So I was able to throw in a reload between the 6 targets, and I was able to work that piece. Of course, I think you could probably get more of these mags. It comes with 2, but you can get more. So you can work those reloads constantly if that's something you're looking for. And look, I wouldn't promote anything that I do not believe in, and this TitanX and the Mantis X are things that I 100% believe in, just because it gives you so much data that you can use for your training at home. And anyway, I think it speaks for itself. If you really like this tool, use my link below. Get one today. Buy one for a friend. Christmas is around the corner. Buy one for your, or 2 or 3 for your church security group. Whatever the case may be, these things are magnificent. Also, Attorney's on Retainer is below. I believe in that product as well. There's not very many things I believe in when it comes to product and services. Attorneys on Retainer and the Mantis platforms are something I believe in. And lastly, if you're looking to improve and you're looking to join a community that is awesome, go and check out Skool. That's SKOOL. And the link is below, and we have a Tactical Hive community that you can join. And there are challenges, monthly challenges, where you can win things from Tactical Hive. And some of those challenges are, some of the prizes are great. All right, guys, if you like the video, like, subscribe, share, comment, do all the things in the YouTube universe, or Instagram or social media, so on and so forth. You get the picture. We really want to put out good content for you guys. I really put a lot of effort into this, so I'd appreciate it. Additionally, I do have some affiliate links below, and check those guys out, specifically Mantis Training Systems and Attorneys on Retainer. Tech out.